All right, so this is a blues rhythm from a song called Green Onions. There's a version of it done by Booker T and the MGs. There's some other blues artists that did Green Onions. And it's in the key of E, and this is the tablature for it. So I'm going to play through it, and then I will go over some tips on how to play it. Okay, so one thing starting out, the bass line for this song, you want to know that because some bass players, when they first start to play it, they'll go. But you got to make sure you go back. So it's E, E, G, A, G. So it's. You go back to the G. Same thing when you go up to the 4 and on the 5 also. So that's something you want to make sure, and that's what you're doing when you're playing it. And in the tablature, I don't know if it's exactly right, just to give you the idea, but you could play part of the chord instead of starting out just with that low note. You could play a couple of strings there, like so. You hit the low string, the open E, and then do an upstroke, maybe just on these top 2 strings. I had the 3, I've got the E chord there, it's an E major chord. So this is an E major, but the bass line is a minor bass line. So it melds major and minor when you're playing it like this, and that's kind of the key for a real, killer blues sound. So you downstroke on the low note there, or again, play a little bit of the chord, and then upstroke on the top 2 strings. Let them kind of ring for a second, and hit the 3rd fret of the 6th, the G note here, that low G note. And then you're going to play an A chord, just those 3. That's kind of, you want to get that. Let that ring out a little bit, or you really want to get a vibe going on that. So that's, you do that 4 times for the 1 chord. When you go the 4 chord on the 5th fret, which is figure, so basically you play figure 1, this top line up here, you play that 4 times, you play this one 2 times, figure 2, then you go back and you play figure 1 2 times, and then you play figure 3 1 time, figure 2 1 time, and then come back and play figure 1 2 times. That's the full 12 bar, it's 12 bar pattern of the blues. So when you go up to the 5th fret here, you're doing pretty much the same thing. You're just barring that A chord. But instead of hitting this note here, you're going, you're doing those 3 strings there. So it's 5 on the 4th string, 3rd string, and 2nd string. It's all on the 5th fret, and then you go up to the 7th fret for those same strings. See, up here we're going. And then the same thing on when you go to the 5 chord on the 7th fret. And sometimes you might want to go. So a little, just vary the rhythm. Just experiment with it. There's some lead riffs you can play in there. I kind of got carried away, but that is the groove. That's what you want to get that groove going, and just work on it. And, you know, what you really want to work on is just until you get that. You don't want to play. You want to get a kind of a get down behind it. You don't need to play loud. You want to just really get behind it, get into it, and a kind of rhythm that if you're playing this rhythm and you play it right, you've got a good bass player and a good drummer. You know, other musicians are going to want to sit in and jam with you because it's going to sound good, and it's going to set a good backdrop. If you want to use it for a song, you can put in blues lyrics there, play some lead, again, minor blues, pentatonic in the key of E, and I've got lessons about that stuff. So I hope this one helps you, and you can check out my one-man band. I'm going to do some jam tracks. There's some backing tracks. This is going to be one of them, and I'm going to do it with my one-man band. So if you hit the notifications and subscribe, I will be putting those up soon. So this rhythm will be one of them, plus some other ones also. So thanks a lot, and best wishes.